What's going on, everyone, and thank you for stopping by the channel. Today's project is this Homelight leaf blower, and the problem is that it's been leaking fuel from somewhere around the fuel tank. Let's take a good look at it and find out what's wrong with it, and hopefully we can fix it. In this video, we try and repair this leaf blower, but this fix may not be the one you need for yours. We'll explore other options later in the video. Of course, the most likely place for a leak is the fuel cap or the lines themselves. The best way to check, of course, is to fill the tank up with fuel and watch for leaks. The fuel cap has a vent that basically is a check valve that allows air to enter the tank but doesn't allow gas to leave it. However, sometimes it fails and gas does leak out of it. Another reason why fuel would be leaking from around the tank is there could be a crack in the tank. If that's the case, replacing the tank is always the best solution. And as you can see, there is some fuel dripping from the middle of the cap, so we need to replace it. Also, there's a small drip from the fuel lines, so we need to replace the fuel lines as well. Before we drain the fuel from the tank, let's replace the cap with one from a parts engine and see if that fixes the leak. And fortunately, it looks like the replacement cap works like it's supposed to, so let's move to the fuel lines. Now, you don't have to remove the rotor choke to do this, it'll just make it easier to see what I'm doing. Next, remove the fuel lines from the carburetor and pull them out from the tank. For the line with the filter, I'm just going to cut it and fish the filter out later on. Now, to install the new fuel lines, first cut the lines at a very sharp angle to help get them into the holes into the tank. Next, pull the line out of the tank and cut the angle piece off, as this one will be our filter line. After reconnecting the filter, push it back into the tank and do the same for the return line. Now, we don't need to pull out the line to cut the angle piece off, but just make sure there's about an inch or so inside the fuel tank. After that, cut the lines to length and then connect them to the carburetor. Now, the port near the primer bulb is the return port. Make sure you get this part right, otherwise the filter screen inside the carburetor will get clogged up. Finally, let's put some fuel into the tank and start it up and check for leaks or any running problems. If you tune your blower for summertime use, you may have to readjust it for colder temperatures in the fall. Well, it needed a slight adjustment on the H screw. It had just a bit too much gas, and I turned it clockwise about 1/8 of a turn. So my question is, would you replace a leaking fuel cap or just run the tank half full and not worry about it? If I didn't have one on hand, a replacement cap would be about $5. Now, I know what I would do, but I'm more curious about your answer. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please feel free to ask any questions, and I hope to see you in my next video.